The future stars of hockey on display in Edmonton this week. The premier event for this age group, maybe on planet Earth.
Now it's time for these youngsters to strut their brick best.
3 words. Here we go.
Now here's a chance for BC, a shot, they score! Number 98, Connor Bedard.
Matthews circles in front, shoots, scores! Austin Matthews.
They're good, they're young. Can you believe they are only 9 and 10? He scores!
And the comeback kids.
In front, scores! Montreal, their youngsters are the champions of the Brick Invitational. A day that these 9 and 10-year-olds will never forget.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to West Edmonton Mall here inside Edmonton, Alberta. My name is Adam Manna, and we bring you here on HN Live the 35th annual Brick Invitational Hockey Tournament on day 4, Thursday, July 4th. Happy Independence Day to all the American listeners out there early this morning. And when I say early, she's set a 7:30 Mountain start here for this game between the Western Selects and the Toronto Bulldogs. And I'm mainly targeting the folks on the West Coast, as it should be about a 6:30 a.m. start where you're at. And in Toronto, you got it a little bit better, being a couple hours ahead in the Eastern time zone at 9:30. But we have a terrific matchup set up this morning between the Bulldogs and the Selects. The Bulldogs had an absolute shootout yesterday against the Connecticut Junior Rangers as they were able to climb their way all the way back from being down 5-1 at one point, and they ended up winning the game 7-6. On the other side, the Selects, not so good of a day for them yesterday on day 3. They ended up getting shut out by the Saskatchewan Junior Pats 6-0. Toronto 4-0, Western 1-2. Must win for the Selects. Toronto tied for first with Detroit currently, and it's a huge game for the Bulldogs as well, because this is my 15th year at the tournament. That first place bye is huge because you get that breather in the morning on Saturday. You don't have to play either the 7:30 a.m. game or the 9:10, and you kind of wait to see who you're going to play in the semifinals. So again, Western, it's a must-win game to stay in contention. They're currently 4 points back of Connecticut for that last playoff spot. And Toronto, like we said, are tied for first with Detroit. And how about this? They play Detroit tomorrow, which could be a battle for that first place position. So it only gets better as the tournament goes on. And you can hear in my voice that it only gets better because it continues to get raspier as the week goes on. But hopefully it holds up for this contest between Toronto and Western. We will have the national anthems coming right up, followed by puck drop here on the opening period between Toronto and Western.
The national anthems, I'd appreciate that.
Welcome back to West Edmonton Mall as we have concluded the national anthems here on day 4. And again, happy Independence Day to you American listeners. We obviously started off the tournament on Canada Day, and now it is the Americans' time to celebrate, and we're gonna start off with your starting goalies here this morning, and getting his 4th straight start will be number 31, Braden Anderson, in the pipes for the Western Selects. Sports a 1-2 record with a 3.67 goals against and an .840 save percentage. So he's looking to improve on those numbers if Western is going to get the win today. And then on the other side of things, we're looking at number 14, Lawson Van Rooyen. And Van Rooyen, it's going to be his 2nd start, as he's got a 1-0 record of 3.82 goals against and a .667. So again, he is also going to want to improve on those numbers. And in traditional fashion, the Bulldogs have the old mascot on the ice. As you can see, he's just skating off now. Not sure who's hiding in that costume. Only the Bulldogs know. But we would assume he's got some pit bull in him. And as we wait for him to jump off the ice here, we're getting set to drop the puck. The leading scorer for the Bulldogs so far in the tournament is number 89, Liam Kenny. And we'll see if he's able to get on the board here early and get the Bulldogs sparked as they control the opening draw, as they play catch on the transition from their back end, as it's Roque and number 86, Muskie, playing on the backside to start this game. And now Western will work their way in. It's Hirsch. Hirsch wearing number 61. I've been able to call Western here for the 4th straight day, and they're going to draw the game's first penalty. And it's going to be an early tripping call. And it's an obvious one right there, as Willie Roque got his stick between the legs of the select forward and brought him down. So the faceoff comes to the right of netminder Van Rooyen. And the Bulldogs are able to clear high and over top of Broch, who tried to reach out and grab it. And it will come all the way back down into the Western Select zone. Now the Selects, Landal to Broch, he turned it over. Here's a chance early, shorthanded, forehand, backhand, and that one might have hit the side of the goal, but at worst, the Bulldogs quickly snub out that power play for Western as they create a turnover right there, as Broch had to go underneath the stick, then got stick lifted, and it looked to be Hunter Pearson having that chance in tight. You can see he took it forehand to backhand, but couldn't quite finish off the play. That's a better angle of it right there. And quickly, we go to 4-on-4 play. And pardon me, that's not Broch, it's Brow. And we just got that correction in the booth, so my apologies for calling him Broch all week. Got it corrected here. Now Western back the other way, it is Mina Chen. And Chen's shot deflects over top of the glass and visits our goal judge there, Gene Loga. Hide behind the glass there. Maybe you can see him on your screen. He's up bright and early this morning. 10:47 to go. Our cameraman Corey has allergies this morning. Yes, he gets a good sneeze out of there. And Western controls 4-on-4. Both teams taking early penalties as that shot was fronted there by Mari and ended up making its way to Van Rooyen, who was alert and made the stop. So we're a minute and a half in. Western already looks like they're off to a better start here compared to yesterday, as Clarkson will bring it into the high ice. Kicks it over to Madsen. Madsen wearing number 63. Out there with Clarkson, who's 23. Adumi and Goff also out there with him. Now will be the Bulldogs. Mari. Mari brings it over the line. He centers. And that one picked off by a good track there from Adumi. Adumi now gets stripped by Lay. Play lost control as it was Mashinter trying to whack that puck back in. Now Adumi back the other way, 2-on-2. He loses his footing against Evertson. Now the Bulldogs will play that up the near side wall, and they have some room to skate this over the line. It is Aframidas. Aframidas drives past board. There's a little wrister right on it. Right pad save there by Anderson. Chen now at the left point, spreads it out to the right side. It is Muskie. Muskie's shot right on. Kicked away by the toe of Anderson as he made the right pad save. Now Chen lets another one go. That one goes into the far side corner. It's Kenny now. Quickly backhands that back to the point. They spread it out the opposite way now. It's Chen. Chen steps in. Rebound. And that one covered up as it was tipped on its way to the net. And Anderson getting a good look at him right there. Sharp to start this morning's contest as Toronto did a great job on that shift using the points. And each defenseman got a puck to the net, Chen and Muskie. And that last one by Chen looked like it changed direction a little bit. As Toronto now on a very short power play. Another point shot is kicked away by Anderson. Chen plays catch with the flanker. That's Aframidas. He lost the handle. Now Tika will play that off the wall as it will trickle down. Won't have enough juice to make it for icing. Now Muskie got the D-to-D behind his own net. Played it up the wall. Stolen now at center ice. Here is Wamas. Wamas will kick it over to Aframidas. He's wearing number 19 for the Bulldogs. Plays that down low. They try to center that towards the goal, and that was to the leading goal scorer, Liam Kenny for the Bulldogs. Now it will be Wamas. Wamas couldn't make a play, and the Selects will end up chipping that off the boards. And again, they're going to wave it off. And it's good to see that all 4 stripes made it out this morning, as 2 of them's alarm clocks didn't go off yesterday, and we only had half the crew. As now Feld gets it over the line, but it's a delayed offside. Brow is now out of the penalty box as we're back to 5-on-5. 8 minutes remaining here in the first period. Selects off to a better start, but the Bulldogs out shooting them early here, 4-0. As now Feld hits the brakes behind his own net. Tries to make the first pass to Adumi. Nice little soft chip to himself. Headman's now 2-on-1 for Landal and Chen, but Landal denied there by the stick of Bucci. Now a chance as they walk it out from below the goal line. Landal had to go off Van Royen's blocker and over top of the goal. Now it's right along the side of the goal. Van Royen's not down as he just hugs the post with his skate. And boy, luckily for him, that didn't get jammed home. And we just got our analytics department reaching in as Western, obviously they both had abbreviated power plays, but Western goalless on the power play in the tournament. They're 0 for 8, while the Bulldogs sitting at 2 for 9. And Toronto will work their way out of their own zone across center. It is Mashinter, nice toe drag, and Shawnee scores! Mashinter worked his way over the line as a lefty pulled it in towards his body and let the wrister go, and it beat Anderson. Low glove side, and we're gonna see it here as they broke it out cleanly. Pulls it in, and then let her go, and it just beat Anderson over the left pad. And Anderson was square to it, but couldn't get the glove down in time, and the Bulldogs will get on the board first, courtesy of number 71, Rex Mashinter, and the apple, I believe, should go to Jacob Eisen, wearing number 7. We'll see if there's a second assist handed out. And as the puck is worked back to the point now for the Selects, Goff plays it for Madsen. Madsen tried to center it from the near side boards. Now a clapper goes off the back boards. Out the other side, it will be Lampman cycling that down. That was Muskie trying to bump that to his partner. And how about his partner there, Willie Roque, digging deep, winning that stick battle. And they headman it to the right in front of the bench side boards, where Toronto will once again work it in. Mashinter's high wrister, this time off the back glass. Selects fans, they're waiting for something to cheer about here. As we mentioned, they were shut out yesterday to the Saskatchewan Junior Pats, and they score! That one stuck over the goal line. And an errant pass got tipped in by number 19, George Aframidas. And an unfortunate break for Western as Jen centered it, and it went off Madsen, and then Johnny on the spot, Aframidas, just kind of poked at it and ends up eluding Anderson, and you can see it just cross the goal line. And I mean, we have the video replay, but it appeared the whole puck crossed the line. And it'll be 2-0 Bulldogs quickly as Western came right back, got a puck on to Van Rooyen, but here's the our crew in the back here is amazing. And there you see, like, just slowed right down. Boy, it was close. It was close. We need an overhead cam. See if that puck fully crossed the line, but the Stripes said it was a good goal. And Toronto will backhand that into the Western zone. 5:50 to go here in this first period. And Western's gonna have to get on their horse now. This Bulldogs team can score goals. They proved it yesterday in that 7-6 comeback win. And they are off to a good start here in the early game of day 4, as now the Bulldogs kick it out. It will be Aframidas, 3-on-1 potentially. Aframidas has Lay on the back door. He centered it and just broken up right at the last second by the Selects. Now it's headman for Landau. Just poked away there by the defenseman Max Mari. Now a trip right into the neutral ice area, no call. And Adumi battling with Lay. Now Aframidas, nice headman play to Kenny. Toronto not messing around here early. They are crisp. They're moving pucks quickly. And obviously, they're playing fast. And that's led to a 2-0 lead. As now it will be Evertson. And not that it surprises us. I mean, this Bulldogs team, led by the Lamakia brothers, great guys, by the way, have always had strong teams at this tournament. Maybe an underachieved year last year in which they were disappointed. And you can tell they came back much more prepared this year, as they are 4-0 to start and are eyeing down a playoff berth, whether that be a quarterfinal berth or they get the bye straight to the semis. Then that might not be decided until tomorrow, as they're staring down that head-to-head matchup with the Detroit Junior Red Wings, barring that they get the job done and Detroit wins their game today. As there's 4 minutes left to go. Shots now favor the Bulldogs. 7 Cobb, 3-on-2, breaking out over the Toronto blue line. It will be number 94, Bucci. The shot blocked. He gets some help from number 16, Riley. Riley has it knocked off a stick by Feld. Now Hirsch, nice little spin as he slides it to the centerman, Clarkson. Clarkson, he's been noticeable with his speed and his ability out there, but just hasn't been able to put up any offensive numbers for Western, as he's only got 1 assist in the first 3 games of this tournament. Now Mashinter trying to backpedal to protect that puck coming around, but Brow was able to get there first, keep the puck alive. And now it will be Jacob Eisen. Will wheel it around his own net. Lampman couldn't quite stay with him. Now a nice cutback there by Eisen, who fed it over to the bench side boards for Muskie. Muskie was going for a change, so he didn't see it. Now Western comes back the other way. 1-on-4 is Hirsch, and he gets stopped up. Numbers in the Bulldogs' favor there. Now Feld hits the brakes. Nice job getting away from the winger, Eisen. Eisen now gives him a check as they battle along the boards. They let him play. Taking the brunt of that was Feld, and Eisen's kind of just giving him the boot right now. And now it's gathered up by Liam McGillis. Not to be confused with Dan McGillis. If you remember him, played in the show. I believe he played for the Oilers at one point. Now a shot blocked by Feld. I'm sure our analytics department will confirm that. As now it will be Van Ness through the middle. Turned over just inside the Bulldog line. It will be Kenny. Kenny has been quiet so far. Now feeds Lay. Lay shot off the backboards. Now it will be Aframidas. He hasn't been quiet. He's got a goal. That was the second Toronto goal. As McGillis backpedals, he'll hinge it back to Chen. Chen indirect to Aframidas. Aframidas with Lay and Kenny. Over the line, Aframidas hits the brakes, tries to feed that all the way across to the right face-off dot for Kenny, who lets it go. And Anderson didn't even know where it was there. But he ends up kind of utilizing the blocker and the glove to hang on to that one. And with 1:48 to go, Western being outshot 8-0 at this point. The draw won by Western in their own end here. Like we said, their fans waiting for something to cheer about as Landau gets taken down, and the backside official is going to have the arm up, and it will be another tripping call coming up. And this time Western's hoping for a full 2 minutes as Kenny will go off. And you're going to see the trip right there. Again, usually the stick infractions are at this level. They're just quite obvious, if you will. It's a power play brought to you by Westland Insurance, coverage that goes further. As Western controlled the draw, Goth to Madsen. Madsen played it down low, below the goal line. Madsen still having some trouble with it as he tries to kick it from skate to stick. And now he'll get pinned against the boards as he waits for help. Mita Chen in there by battling against Mari, and now Madsen will work his way out of there. He kicks it back to Goth. Goth to the left flanker, and then Landau sends a grenade, and Goff has got to hurry as that puck came out, and it almost worked out for Wamas there as he was almost sprung shorthanded. Now here's Madsen. Under a minute to go here in the first period. Mari tries to backhand that over to Evertson. Didn't make it there. Adumi now looking to set it up. Up to the point for Goth. Goth had to go up his backhand and through his feet, which will allow Toronto to have plenty of time with this puck, and they fire it to center, not all the way down as they had way more time than they thought. And now that will allow Western to break it back in. Landau delays, still with it as he spins away from Bucci. Now they move it D to D. The clapper from Goth off the backboards. Madsen still out there. This Western power play unit out there for now $1:15. 15 seconds to go here in the first period. Toronto looking to clear, and they will. As Riley sends it all the way down to Anderson with 5 seconds to go now. And Bennett Goth will just skate this up the wall. Eisen cut it off at center, and that will do it on the first period of play. As you can see on your screen, the blue and yellow have celebrated twice. They lead after one, 2-0. Well, after a short intermission break, got a little bit of coffee in us here. So we're still trying to wake up here in this early morning hockey game. And when I say that, I mean our crew has been here for a lot longer than me. I'm lucky. I call 2 games and then I'm out of here. But our crew behind the scenes, they are putting in some hours. And you can see the work at hand as we got the best broadcast in the league here at HN Live. As Hirsch and Western starts off the period on the power play, but it just expires as I mentioned it, and Toronto returns to even strength, and they're looking to go on a breakaway. Bucci wins the puck battle. He's in all alone. Shot, and he ripped it wide on the glove side. That could have made it 3-comp Toronto. As Bucci using his strength there, he might have hit the gym early this morning to win that battle. Now a shot was batted out of the air. They got a delayed high stick, but they end up touching it first is Western. And Toronto will dump that back in to the select zone. I knew that question was coming. I have not, but it is on the schedule. After these 2 games, I am planning on hitting the gym myself. I got to keep up with these youngsters. Apparently, all I have to do is shave my beard, and I might qualify to play in this tourney. Compliments of Sonny Secon. And if you're listening, Sonny, thank you again for that comment. As now Hirsch, lefty, trying to figure out what he's going to do with it. He centers, and good net front coverage there by Gabriel Chen, who breaks that play up. Now that's number 79, Pearson, playing that ahead for, it looked to be number 34, Lamakia. Now Western jumps off the bench, and they open the gate too soon, and the coach knew it right away. Too many men on the ice for the Selects. And we have seen a lot of those too many men on the ice calls here in the last couple days. But here, let's show it to you in the screen right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I counting 7? Yeah, there's 7 Selects on the ice there. Now, standard rules show you can only play with 5, let alone trying to get away with 6. So, definitely too many men. And Toronto now will go to the power play, as they had an abbreviated first peeper as well. And like we said, our analytics department telling us Toronto 2 for 9 in the tournament. That's just above 20% as Kenny kicks it to the goal line, and maybe could have thought about shooting that puck, as there's 9:50 remaining here in the second period. And Clarkson is the man serving the penalty for the Selects on the too many men on the ice call. Now a chance off the backboard, spit out, and quickly the Selects are able to clear off the stick of number 24, Van Ness. And Toronto typically will run a double swing power play breakout. You can see the 2 players getting some motion through the neutral zone. And then they have the 2 swing men go back for the defenseman. And on this breakout attempt, not exactly clean, which will allow Chen to come back the other way. She's looking to split the D. Chen on her back end to her forehand. She's tripped. That could be, I don't want to say a potential penalty shot, but she was in all alone. I'm going to assume it's just going to be a trip. Madsen shot on the right pad of Van Rooyen. And we saw the official call a penalty shot yesterday, not today. And maybe I just want to see another penalty shot, as it wasn't a breakaway, but Chen, great individual effort. As we get a look at the Western bench. And we just got confirmation that McGillis, the reference was correct. Didn't just play for the Oilers, so I can't even rattle off that many teams. Flyers, Sharks, Bruins, and Devils. For a total of 5 teams, if I'm doing my math correctly. But pretty good NHL career, playing over 600 games. Doubles up my former assistant coach, Jeff Wojcicki, who played 331. And now it is Bucci. Bucci on the forehand, lets it slide underneath the pad of Anderson and make that 3-0 Toronto. As Bucci had a chance just a couple shifts ago on a breakaway in which he missed the cage, and this time stick handles his way into the slot at the right hash mark and fired it along the ice. And Anderson couldn't quite stick out the right pad in time. Make it 3-0 Toronto. And that one was 4-on-4, obviously, because Chen drew the Toronto penalty. And now Toronto is looking for more here as that puck was bouncing around right in front of the goal. And now a turnover. Bucci's looking for another one. Second of the shift. No, he dishes it back door. And just fanning on that one was number 42, Jonathan Wamis. As now McGillis, no relation to Dan as far as we know. He was not a Toronto Maple Leaf. Now Evertson, along with Bucci and Wamis. Western's got to be careful again. They almost had too many men on the ice call again. That AC running the gate, he's just got to keep the gate closed. As now Madsen. Western joins an abbreviated power play here with 45 to go. Riley now steals it. He's got a man sprung here if he can get it to him. Eisen waiting for it, and it was too late as Brow, good stick there to break up that pass lane. Now Landau tries to chip it in. It ends up hitting Franz, who's the linesman today. And now Eisen will reap the benefits of that, and we'll get that all the way back down into the Selects ice with 7:20 to go. It's 3-0 Toronto. Shots 12-1 in favor of the Bulldogs as they continue their dominance here. Now the Selects try to feed that back door for Hirsch, and it's going to be a 2-on-1 back the other way, maybe even a 3-on-1 for the Bulldogs as Feld is hurrying, and he did just enough to push the Bulldogs offside with 5 seconds to go in the kill. And again, the third goal scorer for the Bulldogs, number 94, Lincoln Bucci. And that'll be Bucci's third of the tournament, 4th point. Aframidas also put up his third goal of the tournament, and that puts him up to 3 points. And Mashinter, who has the other goal, is also up to 3 goals and a helper for 4 points. As the Selects win the draw, Van Hess, cross ice for Lampman, wearing number 91, lets that shot go off the side of the goal. Toronto returns to even strength, so both teams working with abbreviated power plays pretty much the whole morning here, so not really much setup time, and a whole lot of power play chances to report of. Now Western working their way towards the net with Smith. He let the shot go, but it ends up getting back in the net. Now Smith creates the turnover, and that shot also goes into the far side corner. As Western, one shot on goal, they're up to 2 now. And they need to get a lot more pucks on to Van Rooyen, who has had a very easy morning thus far. And with 6:22 now left on the clock, we had a Toronto offside. And there you see Van Rooyen. Kind of reminds me of D3 when the goalie's dancing around in the paint there, Julie the Cat. Obviously, he's not a female, but Julie's hopping around there because it's 9 Cobb. And she's not getting a whole lot of action. See if Western can create that comeback, though, that happened in D3 in that hockey game. Ducks were up 9-0. Ended up giving up 9 in the third period. Just unheard of. I guess that's why it's a movie. As now the Selects. It will be Goff chipping that off the boards to about the left circle, tops of the circle, and Toronto will play that softly around the wall. Now it will be Clarkson. Fed a dangerous pass to Goff right at his own line. Goff is able to backhand that one back down deep where Hirsch was all over it. Madsen, shot from the point, is back of the Toronto net now, where they will try to pound that up the boards. That would be the far side wall just in front of the Select bench. Hirsch against Chen. Chen is trying to poke that by Clarkson, who hammers him. And you can see old Chen gave him a little bit of stick action there, and they let both go. Chen didn't like getting ran over there. Now it will be Madsen. Toronto making changes, so you can see a pile of them coming out of the bench there. I wonder if we'll see that hit on Rock'em Sock'em. Gotta love Don Cherry. Look out! Those were the classic clips. Back in our day, I guess. And when I say back in our day, I'm going to throw my age out there just because. 37, so anybody in that age bracket, you understand. As here's the hit. You're going to see Clarkson. It's a race for it. Chen pokes it by and then boom. Sit down. Yes, yeah, we missed Don Cherry on the Hockey Night in Canada broadcast here. As Kenny, he said it like it was. Maybe Kevin BX, well, he's not quite at that level, but he does have some very good insight. As now it will be Lee. Again, apologies. Thought it was Lay. It is pronounced Lee. As Western will break it out. Now they got a 2-on-1, Landau and Chen. Landau, the lefty, has Chen, who is also a lefty, but Landau fans on it, and once again, Western unable to capitalize. As there's 4:10 to go, and the shots remain in favor of the Bulldogs. They lead the count 12-2. Selects now will slow things down behind their own net on the controlled breakout. They step out as Feld. He makes the first pass to this near side wall for Landau. Landau turns it over. Now the Bulldogs try to feather that through to the front of the net. Bucci was lurking, but couldn't quite finish off the play, and he'll give it to Kenny, who goes off now for a change. Bucci in there to help out, picks up that puck. Swoops in. Righty backdoor, sends it through, and that was Clayton Riley sitting at the back post. Couldn't put it home, and now it's turned over by Maury at the offensive blue line. Maury will hurry back, wearing number 1-8 for the Bulldogs. Left-handed shot defenseman down the left side, off the side of the goal, and you could hear it hit the iron there. As Riley now self-chips twice, gets it to Bucci now back of the net. Bucci looked like he tried to spin and backhand that one out front while he was falling, but he was able to get back to his feet, keep the puck alive. Now it will be Landau, 2:55 to go. He'll rim that around. Nita Chen trying to get there first. She does, but it's once again held in by Wallace, who was able to get above the puck. You always say, if you don't have the puck, get above it. And that's a nice job tracking to get above. And now Toronto has to hurry as Feld's driving in on Maury. Good stick on puck there by the young defender, as he's able to poke that puck away from Feld, who was trying to get away for a quick break. But the Selects just unable to get anything going here early this morning, as we're almost through 2 full periods. And Feld now in the slot, that one blocked by Evertson. Now it's backhanded through, out the other side to Bourne. Bourne, she was showing off her physicality. She might have been able to get on to Rock'em Sock'em yesterday with a couple of her hits that she threw. Now Bourne, wearing number 97. Plays it to the near side hash mark area for Van Ness. Van Ness gets swarmed by Wamas. Wamas still there for Toronto. They center, and Lampman gets dumped. Now it comes low to high to Tika. Tika shot high in the air, fronted by Maury. Now back up for Tika. Tika shot once again blocked. Now it's in front, and Western had numbers behind the Bulldogs, but once again somehow Toronto was able to clear. Now Wamas, 3-on-1 over the line with Bucci, and Riley the shot, and right into the glove of Anderson with a terrific stop there off the rush, as it was a 3-on-1 breaking over the line, and Wallace decided to let her fly, as hopefully see it here, as Western had some zone time, and then the puck ended up coming back the other way. No, we're not going to see it, not yet. So we'll see if we can get you that before the end of the period with 1.5 minutes to go. As Eisen with Bashinter and Pearson, as they move it to the left point. Chen back to the flanker. That was number 7, Jacob Eisen. He ends up getting tripped up, and that allows Western to play that back of the goal. Clarkson trying to get there first against McGillis. They tie up sticks. Now it will be Hirsch. Hirsch at the hash mark area, plays that to Madsen, back for Hirsch. Hirsch, nice little dangle there, going forehand, backhand. He will slide that over to the right circle, and that shot low on the ice, didn't miss by much, off the stick of Salyer. Haven't said his name too much this morning. Now a nice breakout pass on the exit, it's Bashinter. Feeds that over, and falling was, it looked to be Pearson, and he couldn't quite finish off the 2-on-1. Now it will be Eisen. Eisen shot. Anderson hugged the post, forced that shot wide. Muskie plays that down to the bottom of the circle. Hirsch is able to pick it up. knocked off his stick. Goff with it. Under 20 seconds to go now in the period. Western looking for one last chance. Hirsch, nice little dangle underneath the stick of Muskie. Backdoor, and Clarkson swung and missed. Keep swinging, Charlie. Maybe he'll give him a cold. As now that puck cleared all the way down the ice, and it will be icing on the Bulldogs. And again, movie reference there for any of you listeners back at home. Not even sure our production crew could catch up to that one. 3.5 seconds to go. Here in this middle frame, Western's gonna get one last chance off the offensive zone draw. They push it forward, was a Doomy, and the Bulldogs were ready for it. They just steer that back of the net, and time will expire. Here on the first 2 periods of play, the Bulldogs add one more, and they head to the intermission break, leading the Western Selects by a score of 3-0.
It's the Orange Blossom Special, bringing my baby back.
Well, welcome back in to West Edmonton Mall here in Edmonton, Alberta. We're at the Mayfield Toyota Ice Palace, and we drop the puck on third period action between the boys in blue, yellow, and white, and the Western Selects in white and red, with maybe a little blue trim, and there's a chance early for the Bulldogs as Toronto starts off the third period leading 3-0. They lead the shot count 14-3 as that puck came outside the line, and that will be offside on the Bulldogs as Toronto, with a win, would improve to 5-0 on the tournament. Western trying to even up their record at 2-2 after this game, but they got a lot of work to do here, and that starts by getting more pucks on net. And we'll see if they're able to do that, as Lee will chip that outlet feed in, gives chase on the forecheck against Brow. Now Feld working against Kenny there. Kenny's got 1 assist in this morning's game. He again is the leading scorer currently for the Bulldogs. He's now up to 9, 3 goals, 6 assists. As the, how about that sauce pass there by Lee, as he couldn't quite connect with Aframidas. Now it will be Eisen. Eisen's also got a helper on the game. And Chen will keep that in at the left point. Now it skips out to the right hash mark area where it's turned over by Western as Mashinter was coming out of the bench on the line change, and that will allow Toronto to have a fresh forward line as Adumi stands up Pearson right in front of us here. Now a chance by Mashinter high and heads up along the glass as a couple of the fans had to dance their way out of that one. And no, we're not at the bar early this morning. As that puck sent all the way down the ice, they are going to say no icing, not sure why. And now Western will regain control in the center circle area where Chen will give it to Mashinter. Mashinter now over the line. We'll just fire that into the far side corner where Madsen gives chase, gets there first, backhands that up the near side boards. Toronto, yeah, they got to be careful. They got a lot of bodies on the ice. And looks like they were careful enough in touching that puck. Western already with a too many men on the ice call in this game. 12:35 to go. Third period. Selects down by 3. And if you're a Western fan and you woke up early, and like we said, most likely a 6:30 a.m. start time for you guys, you're kind of wanting a little bit more out of your club right now, because I'm sure you're having a few coffees just to wake it up here because it is so early this morning. And now Riley pulls it in, and the shot right on, and Anderson with the glove snags that one out of the air and keeps it out. We saw a very similar play and a very similar goal just like that one. That one didn't beat Anderson this time, but if we hit rewind back to the first Toronto goal, it was almost identical, and that was off the stick of number 71, Rex Mashinter. As he was a lefty just like Riley, used the toe drag to pull it in towards his body and then let her go, and he was able to beat Anderson in that same spot, but nice adjustment there by number 31 in the pipes, making that stop. Now Toronto moves it low to high. They spread it out D to D. Mari got it from Evertson, now down to Wamas. Wamas fell to one knee, couldn't quite center. As Evertson pinches down the right wall, Bucci backs him up, tries to play that back down deep, goes off the shin pads of Van Ness. And now Madsen has his eyes up, saw a man, which was Lampman, but it hit some shin pads on the way, and now escapes the zone. As Lampman will now pick that puck up along the near side, off the side of the goal. Wamas will take advantage of that bounce, and now he'll cross his feet inside, now outside as he drives the wide lane, beats his man, Tika, centers, and getting a stick on that one was Riley driving the middle lane. Stopping at the blue paint was Riley, but now Riley's going to leave the front of the net and go off for a line change. Kenny trying to protect it, hold it while he gets two of his line mates out as Lee will join the plate late along with Aframidas. Aframidas, bottom of the circle, couldn't quite catch up to that puck. Now McGillis drags the middle, shot right on. Rebound is loose, and Aframidas couldn't quite finish off the play. Pardon me, that was Kenny in tight. Kenny wearing 89, Aframidas 19. Now a long shot, right on Kenny, around the net it goes. Trying to center it, and Smith is there for support as he collapsed back to his own net. Toronto relentless on the puck now in the offensive zone as they're creating offensive chances early in this third period. Now Aframidas on the quick up from Chen. He centers for Lee, and Lee let that wrister go, and that one whistled wide. Now it stays up on the dasher, and these select fans got to make sure they don't reach over for that puck. They might get whacked. But here's that first goal, almost identical. And again, great job by our production crew behind the scenes, just bringing you that replay. And then there you see the point shot, and Kenny just got tied up at the last second there by Tika, wearing number 7. And if any of you have seen Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves, another classic movie with Rick Moranis, you'll remember he had the Tika Man. And he ended up blowing that thing up by the end of the movie. Thought it was his lucky charm. As now Chen with it in the far side corner, has it roll off her stick, but it works its way back up to Feld. Feld now hits Chen on the half wall. Brow is tapping forward, and Chen hits iron there. And that was the far goal post as she let that one go, and it beat Van Rooyen clean. But again, for Western, that don't count as a shot on goal, and they continue to trail the shot clock 17-3. Now it is Pearson wearing number 79. Great stats from our analytics department as Western, we mentioned they only had 3 shots on goal. They had none in the first period, 3 in the second. And that means if you're doing your math at home, they have none to start the third. And we have a penalty now on the Bulldogs. That's going to be number 7. And that would be Jacob Eisen. So Western is going to go to their third, I believe their third power play, if I'm correct. And they're 0 for 2 so far. As Brow, off the one draw, moved it to Feld. Feld spreads it out dot to dot. Brow down low for Salyer. Salyer out there with Clarkson and Hirsch. Quickly zips it back up to the point. Feld, the lefty, had his pass attempt blocked. Nice job by Hirsch, stealing it at the line. Hirsch walking in. Shot blocked by the shin pads of Mari, and now it's going to be a 2-on-2. Back the other way, it's Riley and Wamas. Wamas with the puck, trying to bring it through the slot area. That one broken up, and Western able to gather that puck back up below their own goal line. It will be Feld. Feld tried to center that one through to Clarkson. Wamas there to pick it off. Wamas shot. That one goes well wide. Hirsch now picks it up off his backhand. Slides it to Clarkson. Clarkson is doing the old slalom there like he's on a ski hill. And couldn't quite get a good handle on the puck, and now he'll go off for a change as they dump it back in. It's Brow. Brow gets upended. This could be dangerous. 2-on-1 maybe for the Bulldogs. They fire it across. Lee and a sprawled out Anderson. Comes a rebound. It's still loose in the paint, and Anderson was way out and got some help there from his defenseman, keeping that puck out. But he came out hot out of his own goal, and now he'll slow things down with the glove stop. And let's get a look at that flurry of action, as a great job by Bucci to Lee, and Anderson coming way out of the net. And then I believe it was a Toomey with the shot block, playing goalie there as Anderson was twisted around, and right there, yeah, Toomey saves a goal for the Selects. And that would have been a shorthanded tally, as there's 30 seconds left here in the Toronto penalty. 7.5 to go in this hockey game. Remains a 3-0 Bulldogs score, as Anderson doing his best along with the Doomy to keep it at 3-0, and now they score! Mina Chen banks that in off the inside skate of Van Rooyen. And Western finally, A gets their first shot of the third period, and B breaks the shutout streak, or the goalless streak, if you will, that they have been on. And it doesn't have to be the prettiest of goals, but Nina Chen, who's been good all tournament for the Selects, will put home her third of the tourney. And obviously first of the game, and that will make it 3-1. As Pearson kicks it out for number 89, Kenny. Kenny's shot down the right wing didn't miss by much. Might have caught a piece of Anderson. Bulldogs now lead by 2. I'd like to say it's going to turn into a hockey game, but Western still has to prove that to us, as they have tightened the gap a little bit. And just as we were mentioning how Anderson and Adumi paired up to make 2 big stops, they go back the other way and they end up getting on the board. And again, you see on your replay there, none of the fans want to keep the free souvenirs, I guess. As Aframidas gets it at the left half wall. Now we'll kick it to the goal line. Give and go, and they score! Aframidas off the give and go. Got the feed from Pearson. And he just redirected and shoveled it towards the goal, and it ends up deflecting off Anderson's goal stick and over top of the glove, making it 4-1 Toronto, and that snubs out any potential comeback attempt. And actually, that might not have hit Anderson's stick. That might have hit the defenseman Madsen's stick, who was manning the front of the net. Couldn't quite tell, but either way, Aframidas, second goal of the game, and that will put him up to 4 goals on the tournament, second of the morning, with 6:40 to go. And again, it was like I was almost hinting or foreshadowing that Western was going to have to prove that they were going to be able to generate more momentum off that first goal. And quickly, as you see on your screen, Toronto comes right back. Nifty little give and go play, and Aframidas is the finisher. And he puts the Bulldogs back up by 3. Now Lee is a big frame out there. Look at those hands on Lee as he dangles his way back in the net. Nifty work there by number 17. As now the Bulldogs will go back into their own end. Should be an icing call on the Selects with 6:11 to go and a 4-1 Bulldog lead. As the face-off controlled by the Selects, rimmed around, Chen at the left point will fire it back to the far side boards, where picked up at the hash mark area it is Lee. Lee, again, trying to dangle his way through a few Selects. The big man there is now on the track as Toronto back checks hard over their own line, and that, with a good gap from Chen, will push Brow and the Selects offside. And great point by our analytics department. Kenny now up to 10 points on the tournament as he picked up, did he pick up a helper there? He must have. Okay, so he would have had, I guess, the second apple, because Pearson should have had the initial. So Kenny, yeah, okay, I'm just checking. So Kenny, thank you for that. Kenny has 2 assists on the morning, putting him up to 10 points, and he's the 3rd scorer in the tournament to hit double-digit points. And those stats coming to you live here at HN Live. As Toronto's looking for more here with 5.5 to go. Shots now favoring the Bulldogs 20-4. For every 1 shot the Selects get, Toronto's pumping 5 on the Western net. So Kenny joins 2 Detroit Junior Red Wings in that conversation in double-digit points. The first one being Pusateri, who wears number 49 and has been a stud at the tournament. I actually played in the tournament last year as an, I guess as an underage, if you will, for this Western Select team. And the worst part about it was when Detroit played Western, Pusateri was lights out. And I'm sure that was not making the selects too happy. And Toronto brings it back down the right side. The selects continue to battle in with 4:20 to go. Now eyes in, shot off the side of the goal. Pops out, and it will be picked up by Van Ness. Van Ness will just clear to the Toronto blue line. They start the transition play, D to D. They try to feed it to the weak side winger, which was Mashinter. And it went past everybody, but now Pearson. This will leave it for Roque. Roque shot. It didn't make it towards the goal. It was blocked at the near side faceoff dot by Smith. Smith plays it back to the goal for Van Ness, who will wheel onto it. Van Ness eyes up, trying to play that through the middle. Mashinter backhands that fluttering puck back to Bourne. Bourne with her eyes up, skates that one through the dot lane. Now attacks over the line. Bourne trying to dangle her way through. She almost was successful in doing so. As we've seen some bright spots from her throughout the tourney, and there's a long shot right on to Van Rooyen, who makes the easy glove stop with 3:28 now left to go. And the other Detroit player that we were mentioning was Pusateri. Well, Pusateri was the initial. Just getting word on who the second one is. And so it's Kolarek is the second Detroit player that's got 13 points on the tourney, and just wanted to make sure we had the pronunciation right. So Kolarek, I wish. Kolarek and Pusateri from Detroit join Kenny, or I should say Kenny joins them as the three scorers with double-digit points, and there's a shot right on by Lee, and it was a sliding one-timer attempt that was stopped by the right pad of Anderson. And a great stop there once again by number 31 in the pipes, who has been tested 21 times, has 17 saves on those 21 shots. As we've hit the 3-minute warning in the CFL here. And for you NFL fans, the 2-minute warning is quickly approaching as we gear up for football season. It's not too far away. As now Kenny losing the handle against Goff. Mari's gonna pinch down from the left point. He's gonna let it go. There's a shot, rebound. They score. Lee backhands that one into the upper part of the net as Anderson made the first save off Mari and couldn't make the second save as Lee was standing all alone. There you see it right there. And the backhander over top of Anderson, who was once again down, and left Lee the upper part of the net to shovel that back one right over his head. And we mentioned Jonathan Lee and his big frame out there, and you can see why he's a perfect candidate to be a net front player in the near future, as everybody's looking for those guys in their lineup. The Ryan Smith, Zach Hyman type guy that can bang pucks home. And you gotta get greasy, whether you're at the brick tourney or whether you're playing in the show. And that usually leads to goals. It's now 5-1 Toronto with 2 minutes to play. Now Riley over the line down the left side. Riley's had one scoring chance in this period. Tried to replicate the first Toronto goal. Now he kicks it out to number 42. That was Wamas. He didn't miss by much. Puck stays alive for Bucci. Bucci trying to battle along with her. She gets some help there from Wamas. Wamas to Riley. Riley had to go off his stick, and now it is Clarkson back the other way against number 15, Everton. Everton broke that play up at the line. Toronto trying to settle down the bouncing puck. Now they send that through. It should be icing on Toronto as they will change up all 5 players with the draw coming back into the Toronto zone. And so face off to the right of Van Rooyen. McGillis, nice bump play to his partner. That was number 8, Gabriel Chen. Clean exit again by the Bulldogs. They've been sharp here this morning. And again, they played their doubleheader on day 1, similar to Team Brick Alberta, who also played their doubleheader on day 1, and that game's coming up next. And boy, you talk about a big game. That one's going to have playoff implications as well, as they will be taking on the Boston Junior Bruins at 9:10 here this morning. And now maybe a 2-on-1 across the blue line. Eisen tried to feed Lamakia, and Lamakia lost his twig. And with 40 seconds to go, here's Bourne. Bourne for Adumi. Adumi shot right into the glove of Van Rooyen, who snags that one out of the air from long range. And we had a great view of it from here. And I'm sure you did on your screen, as you're going to see Adumi let her go about the top of the circles and right into Van Rooyen's glove as he flashes the leather. And what a goalie number for Van Rooyen. We haven't talked about it all game, but he's wearing number 14. I haven't seen a goalie wear that number before. Goaltenders continue to get more and more creative in choosing their numbers, as Bourne at the right point zips that over for Finn Tika. And again, the fans got to keep their heads up with Gene Loga behind the Toronto net as our goal judge. He's had a couple pucks zip back there. And so like we mentioned, we got Boston and Team Brick Alberta next, followed by Detroit and Connecticut at 10:50. And now it looked like Aframidas was going to get sprung, but he ends up taking a check with 8 seconds to go. Lee's out there as well, along with Pearson. Aframidas lost the handle, and Bourne's going to skate it over center, but that will do it. Toronto with a convincing 5-1 victory, improving their record to 5-0 on the tournament. They hold first place currently, with Detroit still playing later today. Western will drop to 1-3. That's going to pretty much eliminate them from playoff contention. And Toronto looks to be a definite contender as we head into day 5 and the postseason on the weekend. We'll have your 3-star selection followed up with myself having a chat with today's first star.
Going to be presenting the 3 stars. Our 3 stars for today. Today's 3rd star From the Toronto Bulldogs, number 71, Rex Mashinter. Today's second star. From the Toronto Bulldogs, number 89, Liam Kenny. Today's first star. From the Toronto Bulldogs, number 19, George Abramidis.
Here with Toronto Bulldogs' first star of this morning's hockey game, George Avramidis. I was thinking of my former player that I coached, Pan Avramidis, similar names, but both of you are high in skill. You had 2 goals today. Take us through it.
My first one, Gabriel Chen came down the left wing. I think he shot it on net or sauced it right to me. Beautiful. I got a stick on it, and it ended up in the back of the net.
Not a bad performance, 2 goals. That always helps your team win. Big win for you guys, 5-0. What are you guys looking forward to here the rest of the week?
We're looking forward to playing Detroit tomorrow. We have a bunch of other games, and hopefully we can win it all.
It's going to be a battle, for sure. Take us through your morning routine. It's 7:30 game. It's early. How do you prepare for one of these games?
First, I woke up. I had a quick bite, like a banana or something, just a little snack. Then we have our team meeting before. I just snuck some almonds into my pocket, eat those while we're hanging around. Then came to the rink and played some hockey.
You snuck almonds? Are the coaches, they don't allow the almonds?
Oh, you're allowed to. I put them in my pocket.
Okay, I'd have a chat with the Lamaki boys if that was the case. Last one for you. Anybody you want to say a quick hi to at home watching?
I would like to say a quick hi to my aunt and uncle.
Well, aunt and uncle, he says hi. George had a heck of a game. 2 goals all in the morning in a 5-0 victory for the Toronto Bulldogs. Congrats on first star and the win, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was George Avramidis for the Toronto Bulldogs as they defeat the Western Selects here in the early 7:30 morning game. And it was all Bulldogs as they defeat Western 5-0 and improve their record to 5-0 on the tournament after day 4. And they will have a terrific showdown tomorrow, or at least that's what we're predicting, against their other rival, the Detroit Junior Red Wings. Stay tuned. We will have the 9-10 game coming right up. It will be Team Brick Alberta and the Boston Junior Bruins. My name's Adam Manna here on HN Live. Stay tuned for more action here at the 35th Annual Brick Invitational.